students, welcome back to online lecture series of Environmental Studies, Semester 1. This is the overview of the first module, which we have started in the last online lecture, that is Environment and Ecosystem. In the last lecture, we have covered the conceptual background of environmental system, and we have also discussed the characteristics of natural or physical environment and anthropogenic or man-made environment. We are going to discuss components of natural environment in this lecture, of which abstract component has already covered in the last lecture. Before we continue with the today's lecture, let us have a look at the module objective of the first module. After the end of this module, we will be able to understand concept, definition, nature, scope, and importance of environment and ecosystem. We will be able to understand the relationship between man and environment, and after the unit is over, we will be able to understand the importance of environmental studies. So with this, let us start with the components of natural environment. Dear students, we have covered the abstract components of natural environment and their importance in various socio-economic activities of human being, including location, situation, size and shape of the region, nature of coastline, and few others we have already discussed. Today, we are going to discuss biotic components of natural environment and abiotic components of natural environment. Biotic components of natural environment basically includes all living organisms or all living creatures on this planet, and they are normally classified into, or they include soil, natural vegetation, animals and birds, and microorganisms. There has been a continuous debate on incorporation of soil in abiotic or biotic natural environment. However, if we talk about soil also include biotic element. Let us try to understand how it is. Now, soil forms the topmost layer of the earth's surface, and it play significant role in the growth of plants. Particularly in case of agricultural activities, soil play significant role. Soil is consist of various organic and inorganic material. If we talk about the composition of soil, roughly it includes minerals, water, air, and organic matter. A piece of soil normally includes 45% of mineral particles, 25% of water, 25% of air, and 5% of organic matter. Since the organic matter is present in the soil, we consider soil as the biotic component of natural environment, which also provides the foundation for growth of plants and crops for various purposes. Soil characteristics vary from place to place because the soils or formation of soil depend upon the rocks from which they are formed, and also the climatic and physiographic characteristics of the region. Since we have variation in physiography, variation in the types of rock in different parts of the world, therefore we find different types of soils in different parts of the world. However, the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of soil provide favorable or unfavorable condition for crop production, and therefore The choice of crop is determined largely by the characteristics of soil, and therefore the soil and soil characteristics normally controls the agricultural production in this manner. If we talk about various types of soil in different parts of the world, we find that some soils are better for a particular crop, and some soils are not for favorable for a particular crop. This is because every soil particle or every type of soil have unique characteristics and which favors a particular crop production. Like for example, in this picture we find that black regur soils are very much favorable for growth of cotton, and therefore it is also called as cotton regur soil. And therefore we find that different types of soil provides the formation or provides the favorable conditions for growth of different crops. Similarly, the soils that we found in the Konkan region is better for the growth of mango plants, particularly Alfonso. So, the besides climatic conditions, soil also play important role in the choice of crop, particularly in the agricultural areas. Natural vegetation is the second important biotic component of natural environment, which includes green cover on the earth surface. It ranges from small grasses to evergreen forests or tall trees. So variety of natural vegetations are found. However, natural vegetation or forest plays significant role in the economic growth as well as the environmental sustenance. We know that various forest products are used as a raw material in different industries, like for example paper industry, pulp industry, ship building industry, matchbox making industry, toys making industry, furniture making industry, and also in construction business and various medicinal industries also. We find that various products of natural vegetations are used as the raw material. Besides that, different articrafts, handicrafts also are made up of natural vegetation products. And in this way, natural vegetation or forest plays significant role in the economic growth directly. Besides that, the forested areas are also considered as important destination for tourism activity, and therefore the tourism activities also are important economically, and in that particular context natural vegetation also play important role. Besides that, we have some environmental sustenance which is an important function of natural vegetation, like soil protection or protection of soil from surface wash of the soil. It also helps to penetrate rainwater into the subsurface and increase the groundwater level. It also reduces the temperature or has moderating effect on the temperature. And besides that, so many other indirect functions of forest are found. As far as the ecosystem is concerned, this is a biomass pyramid. If you look at the biomass pyramid, we find that the base of the biomass pyramid is occupied by primary producers, which are nothing but the natural vegetation. So natural vegetation provides base for the other creatures in the ecosystem. So it play important role in ecological sustenance as well, and therefore the natural vegetation is one of the important natural resources. Besides natural vegetation, we have different types of animals and birds which are found in different parts of the world. Animals play significant role in the economy because various products, may it be flesh of animals, may it be various other, teeth of animals are also considered to be economically important because they are used to produce different artifacts, and all. And therefore animals play important role for various economic activities. Besides that, domestic animal also play important role because they help in milk production, flesh production, eggs production, and so many other economic activities. Some domestic animals are also used for various agricultural activities uh, that are to be conducted during the cropping season. And besides that, birds also play important role. Birds play important role in the ecologic system, and it also has a role, not exactly the important role in the economy directly, but ecologically they are very much important. uh, Microorganisms or microscopic organisms includes different kinds of fungi, bacteria, and also insects. So these are the microscopic organisms which normally live in the soil, play significant role in ecological sustenance. As far as the role of microorganisms in the ecosystem is concerned, they decomposes the dead bodies of plants and animals and convert complex material, like for example in the bodies of animals we find amino acid, which is a complex material which can be converted into simple substances in the ecosystem, which can easily cycles through biogeochemical cycles. So that is the important role of micro organisms. Microorganisms also play important role in various biogeochemical cycles, like for example nitrogen cycle, then we have carbon cycle. These are the important biogeochemical cycles wherein microorganisms play significant role in converting the materials into the ecosystems and flow of energy into the ecosystems through biogeochemical cycles. So these are the biotic components, including soil, natural vegetation, animals and birds, and the microorganisms. Let us try to understand the importance of abiotic components of natural environment. Abiotic components of natural environment include uh, inorganic substances on the planet Earth, which includes topography, rocks and minerals, surface water, subsurface or underground water, and atmosphere, that is climatic parameters. And also oceans and coast are important abiotic components of the natural environment. Let us try to understand the importance of each of these abiotic components. Topography is the nature of land or surface of the land, nature of the land surface based on their elevation above the sea level, and also the slope of that particular land. Based on the topographical characteristics of land surface, the region is characterized or divided into three categories: plains, plateaus, and mountains. Now, plains are characterized by very gentle slope or flat surfaces, which are normally formed by the depositional work of rivers, and also there are some plains in the coastal area. So, coastal plains and riverine plains are the two major types of plains, which are most favorable for various economic activities, like for example, development of infrastructure, may it be agricultural activities, may it be industrial activities, may it be various economic activities, wherein plains are provide most favorable conditions or habitable conditions for human being, and therefore we find that the world's concentration of world's population is found to be more in the plain areas. And if you look at these pictures, you will find that the plain areas are most favorable for agricultural production. In fact, if we take example of northern Indian plains, which is the Gangetic plain, the in the Ganga river catchment area, we find that this area is very much important for agricultural production, like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and other states in Gangetic plain. Similarly, in the coastal plain, if you look at this is the photograph of one of the slum areas in Mumbai. The coastal plains play significant role in the concentration of population because various kind of economic activities that are performed on a larger scale in the coastal plains. Now, if you look at the population concentration, we find that the most of the population in the world is concentrated in the plains as compared to the plateaus and mountainous areas, and they are more favorable for various economic activities like agriculture, industries, transportation, communication, and other service sectors. This is the indication of how population has concentrated in the plain areas, particularly in the coastal plain areas. If you look at the world population concentration, if you look at the in this particular map, we'll find that most of the cities in the world, they are located in the coastal areas and coastal plain areas. So this is sufficient to understand that how the population is concentrated in the coastal plain areas, or plain areas are more favorable for the concentration of population. uh, if we talk about the mountainous areas, particularly, mountainous areas are characterized by highlands. I mean, the elevation above sea level is high, and also steep slope. So, if we look at these pictures, we find that these are the mountainous areas which doesn't provide very favorable condition for human habitation, and therefore, such mountainous areas are providing harsh conditions for human habitation, and therefore we find less population concentration in mountainous areas. Rather, sparsely populated areas are found to be more frequently in mountainous areas. If we talk about Arunachal Pradesh and other seven sister states in India, the population concentration is very much less because mountainous area does not provide favorable condition for the human habitation. If we compare this with the plateau areas, most of the areas in South India, particularly Deccan Plateau region, which is located to the south of Narmada River catchment, these are the and even plateau region of Russia. These are the regions which are more well known for mineral resources, and therefore mining activities are more prominent in the plateau areas. In fact, mineral towns or mining towns in Russia is the best example of how population is concentrated in plateau region around the mining areas. Besides that, most of the plateau regions or edges of plateau regions, like for example western Ghat regions, which are also ecologically very important, it is also considered to be one of the richest ecological reserves in India. So, plateau region are not only associated with mineral extraction, but also agricultural activities are also carried out there, and they are also rich in biodiversity, and therefore they play important role economically as well as ecologically. This is all about topography. Let us now try to understand the importance of rocks and minerals. If you look at these particular pictures, that these are the mining activities. Mining is carried out in various parts of the world, as I have mentioned few seconds back. So rocks are considered to be mixture of minerals. None of the minerals in this particular world can be found in pure form, because they are in mixture form located in the rocks. So rocks are the mixture of minerals, and minerals are the compounds of molecules, and therefore minerals can be classified into three different categories: metals, non-metals, and fossil fuels. All these types of minerals play important role in the economic development, because most of the minerals are used as a raw material in different kinds of industries, and also the fossil fuels as the major source of fuel or energy resources in various manufacturing industries. So availability of minerals in different parts of the world determines the economic progress, particularly the industrial progress in different countries. Surface water play important role in the economic activities. Now, if we talk about the surface water, the water which is found on the Earth's surface can be divided into two: fresh water and saline water or brackish water. If we talk about fresh water, the fresh water is available in form of rivers, lakes, reservoirs, and the brackish water is found in seas and oceans. Now, the importance of surface water not only lies in the, fresh water not only lies in the irrigation activities or, domestic purpose of water usage, but also fishing activities is carried out in freshwater reserves. Besides that, the brackish water or ocean water or sea water, if we consider, it is also important from fishing activities point of view. But besides that, various economic activities like navigation, industrial activities, hydroelectric power production, irrigation, and also extraction of some important minerals is done in such surface water area. As far as the subsurface water is concerned, the water that percolates into the soil and store below the earth's surface is called as aquifers or surface water or subsurface water or underground water. Now these aquifers are saturated surfaces which play important role in economy as well as the environment. Groundwater can be used for various purposes when there is the scarcity of water or there is a limitation to the surface water, and therefore by digging well and tube well, the subsurface or groundwater is used for various domestic, agricultural, and industrial purposes. Atmosphere plays significant role in not exactly in economy but also in ecological sustenance. As we have discussed earlier, that atmosphere is composed of various gases, water vapor, and also the dust particle, which are scientifically known as suspended particulate matter, plays significant role in atmospheric circulations. Now, atmospheric circulations, if we are concerned, it includes rain, the temperatures or distribution of temperature, the humidity, then winds, cyclones, and many other atmospheric circulations are taking place in the lower atmosphere, wherein different gases, suspended particulate matter, and also water vapor play important role. And the atmospheric circulation also directly or indirectly affect the economic activities on the planet Earth, and therefore they play important role. If we talk about the gases and water vapor, they also play important role in sustaining the natural environment, because the water cycle, if we consider, it is important from ecological point of view also, and various gases are important for sustaining the atmospheric balance in the air, and the gas like carbon dioxide and oxygen play important role in the existence of life on this particular planet. Weather and climate determined almost all the dimensions of human life on this planet, and therefore the climate or atmospheric circulations play significant role in the life of the human being. And the last part of this is ocean and coast. If we talk about oceans and coast, they play significant role in the economic development. As I told you, that one of the cheapest mode of transport is water transport, and oceans and seas are considered to be the natural highways, and they are used very easily for navigation purpose since ancient times. Now, India's trade with Western European nations used to be carried out through these navigation activities, and therefore, from trading point of view, it is also very important. Oceans are also source of energy, minerals, and natural gas. Various, if you look at here, we find that most of the minerals are also extracted from the sea floor, and they are also used for various purposes. Fishing activity also play important role. A majority of population in the world, they eat fish as their staple food. And also the coastal areas are important from tourism activities, navigation purpose, and also fishing and the trade through various ports and bays. Now this is how the oceans and coast are important. Now today we have discussed, dear students, different biotic and abiotic components of natural environment. We will be talking about the ecology, ecosphere, ecosystem, and different dimensions of ecosystem in the next lecture. Till then, thank you so much. Thank you very much, dear students.